Hi, my name is Cody Hosterman, and I'm the Technical Director at Pure Storage for VMware Solutions. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the FlashArray plugin for VRO and our VVol Workflow Package to run an array-based replication failover of VVol-based virtual machines. So let's take a look. So here's my environment, and I have a couple of virtual machines running on my source site on, of course, VVols. These are all being replicated. If we take a look at one of these VMs, we can see that it is on a VVol data store. And furthermore, if we take a look at the policy, it does have a VM storage policy assigned. If we go further into this policy and look at its details, we can see that it is a replication-based policy because it has a replication group assigned. This gold replication group for one of my flash arrays. The flash array is hosting these VVols. If we go to that flash array, we can look at that actual protection group, aka replication group, aka consistency group, and see my VVols, my volumes, are in there and being replicated to my target flash array. And of course, these replication groups can replicate to more than one target flash array if you so choose. So let's kick off the workflow. First thing is, let's choose my source vCenter. Where am I failing over from? Then we'll choose my source flash array. What array am I failing over from? Then we'll choose the replication group. The order of failover for VVols is the replication group, aka the consistency group in all VMs that belong to it. I'll choose my target flash array I want to fail over to, right? If it has more than one in that replication group, I can choose one. Then I'll choose my vCenter I want to actually fail over to. Then we'll choose our recovery cluster. I can optionally choose a resource pool if I want to. Choose the VM folder where these VMs should be located. Either choose a custom one you created or the default. And then also a network. This will change the network for the failover when they're brought up to the other side to whichever network you choose. I'd like to power on my VMs, so I'll hit yes. I'd like to delete my original source VMs on my site A, my production site, and this is a planned failover. If I hit no, then it's a disaster recovery operation, and any operation on the source site that fails will be ignored and it'll move forward. It'll make sure that any operation on the target site does indeed work though. So as this workflow goes, the first thing it's going to do is attempt to gracefully shut down all the virtual machines in that replication group. After a certain period of time, if they are not shut down gracefully, and that timeout can be configured in the workflow, it will actually force Puck to shut them off. But they shut down nicely using VMware Tools guest shutdown. So the next process, after synchronizing the data, which didn't take very long because there wasn't many changes, the test failover begins, or the failover rather begins. If I look in my protection group, you can see that there's a replicated snapshot, so the replication has completed. And the VVols will start to be brought back up on site B. The volume groups for each VM will be created, and the associated VVols volumes will be added to those volume groups and refreshed with the replicated snapshots of the source virtual machines. So you can see the volume groups have been created, and the respective VVols are inside of them as well. Now the virtual machines on site A will be deleted. Since site B was able to recover the virtual machines, we no longer need the source ones and we'll remove them. Once the cleanup is complete, then the registration of the recovery VMs will begin, and of course they will then be powered on. The VMs are all now deleted, and the workflow will begin to register and power on and answer any VM questions that those recovered virtual machines ask. VM will generally ask, has this been copied or moved? The VRO workflow will answer that and complete the power on of those virtual machines. If we take a look at one of my recovered VMs and bring up the console, we'll see that the virtual machine has been recovered. So we'll wait for the remaining VMs to be brought back online. They're all brought back up, sped through that a little bit, and the recovery process is complete. Now, once all of them are powered on and all the questions have been answered, we can go back to vRealize Orchestrator to see the remainder of the recovery process. Now that it's completed, it's asking me, hey, do I want to run a reprotect, meaning making sure that they're replicating back to the original site. This reprotect operation is completed, making sure those volumes are replicating back to site A. So if you want to fail back at some point, you can. The process is now complete, and the VMs have been brought up. You can now assign the same or a new VM storage policy to these virtual machines using the GUI course here or using the vRealize Orchestrator workflows. Thanks for watching.